If there's one device that typifies humanity's fight against effort, it is the robot vacuum. The Roidmi Eve Plus is a robot vacuum cleaner that not only purports to mop as well as vacuum, but can also self-empty, so there's even less for you to do. Is this the lazy person's perfect product, or simply too good to be true? I'm William Worrell with MakeUseOf.com, and join me as we look at the Roidmi Eve Plus robot vacuum and mop.
The first question when it comes to any consumer electronics product is going to be how easy it is to actually set up the device. After all, it's all well and good saying that your device will cut down on the work that your customers have to put in, but what's the point if you need a college education to get the thing set up? Fortunately, that's not an issue with the Eve Plus. Out of the box, it's mostly all together, simply requiring you to slot in the plastic housing and then set up the base station and put the vacuum nearby. Finally, use the app to connect to your Wi-Fi signal and you're ready to go. It's simple for the most part, though it's worth pointing out that the device uses your phone's Wi-Fi settings to connect to your router, but won't accept a 5 GHz Wi-Fi band itself. So if you have your phone set up to take advantage of a single 5 GHz Wi-Fi signal, you'll run into trouble. However, once you've got that figured out, it's a simple enough process. Download the relevant Roidmi app, name your device, and you can get started. The first time or two that you run the device, with a simple tap from the app, it'll make a map of your home. It's relatively accurate for the most part, though it takes a few goes before it gets everything just right. Bear in mind that you'll need to move any random wires sticking out, as the vacuum will start dragging them around with it otherwise. During cleaning, you have several options at your disposal, including increasing or decreasing the suction power of the device. Personally, I've left the device at maximum, mostly because I can't imagine a scenario where you'd want less than maximum suction. However, if you do have a particular need for the vacuum to go more gently, then it's nice to know that the feature is there.
While the mapping is relatively accurate, it's worth noting that if you have to interfere with the device while it's cleaning, the Eve Plus can struggle to figure out what has happened.
On one or two occasions, the device lost map data after being picked up to remove a blockage.
This isn't too much of an issue, as the app allows you to manually save your map, so it's easy to recover, but it is worth noting this is a thing that can happen on occasion.
On the plus side, the coverage you get from this device is pretty top notch, with only the very small corners and crannies of your home requiring manual cleaning. One of the most impressive things about the Roidmi Eve Plus is how easily it manages to navigate. For the most part, even weird surfaces or considerable bumps don't pose any issue. This strange base for our gaming chair doesn't pose any sort of problems, and neither does this considerable lip that leads into my office. The only thing you'll probably need to contend with is areas like this under our table that are just too small for the vacuum to fit. Even more impressive is how well it does on carpeted surfaces. We have a rug in our living room that we occasionally have to take out and beat to release the trapped pet hair and dust.
To ensure no troubles, we did this the day before we set up the vacuum for the first time. Despite our prep, however, the Eve Plus got hair out of our carpet so well that it actually clogged during dust collection once it had done cleaning for the first time.
Since then, running this vacuum regularly has left our living room rug perfectly clean. It even looks more refreshed than it does with a normal vacuum cleaner. The Eve Plus even manages to deal with the constantly moving coffee table as well, to provide a thorough clean no matter what the situation is.
I'd also like to point out that we haven't had a clog during dust collection since that first incident.
The topic of dust collection brings us onto the tower unit. This unit contains a regular vacuum cleaner bag to collect all of your home's dust and debris into, as well as a convenient brush you can use to keep your hoover and cleaning station free of detritus. In my experience, the bag doesn't fill up too quickly, though obviously that will depend on the size of your home and how messy it is. Even after running the vacuum every other day, we didn't need to change the bag for a couple of weeks at the earliest, and that includes the first clean that picked up a huge amount of hair and dust.
Once the Eve Plus is done cleaning, it returns to the charging dock and begins dust collection. This sucks all of the debris that it has gathered up into a bag at the top of the tower. This works incredibly well, and we've had no trouble with it beyond our first experience where it became clogged.
Part of the reason that we've not seen a repeat of this behaviour is that the suction is just so powerful. Listen to how loud this thing is and you'll get an idea of why clogging is so rare.
fitted.
Other than that, the main features of the tower are to show you how much charge the machine has currently, as well as displaying how long there is left on the dust collection program. The app that controls the Eve Plus is completely packed with features. First of all, you can customize the map data yourself, naming rooms and making sure that the vacuum knows how your home is divided up. There's also a message area, where the device will send you notifications, such as if it becomes stuck or when it starts heading towards the base for a dust collection program. You also have many options for exactly where to clean. You can request a particular room be cleaned, or you can even set spots that need cleaning if something is spilled on the floor. However, none of this even begins to scratch the surface of the extra features. In the advanced menu at the top right corner of the app, you can find a wealth of other options. There's the ability to turn the indicator light off in case you keep the robot in your bedroom. You can enable priority use of the radar to prevent collisions, schedule regular cleaning so you don't have to activate it manually, and even have a do not disturb schedule, so that the cleaner doesn't accidentally turn on late at night and annoy you or your neighbours. Even minor details, such as the voice the vacuum cleaner uses and the volume of that voice, can be changed in the app to suit your liking. On top of that, the app will even keep a record of how often you've used the device and how much of your home it has cleaned over how long. Even better, there's a section that tells you how long it'll be before you need to replace or clean some of the internal parts. This is a very useful feature if you're prone to losing track of how long you've been using the product. Finally, there's even a remote control mode, which is insanely useful. If the device gets stuck underneath something or behind something, you can use this to get it out, but you can also use it to minutely control the vacuum through an area that it would otherwise fail to traverse on its own, though these are admittedly rare. Finally, if you're particularly childish, you can put a soft toy on top of it and drive it around your home.
Now we come to the part of the review that some of you have probably been wondering about, and that is the mopping feature. This feature is all over the packaging, and is quite a popular feature of a lot of modern robot vacuum cleaners. However, here it's just not that useful of a feature.
Even in our home with laminated floors, we probably wouldn't have used the mop feature beyond the first attempt, had it not been for the need to do this review. The way it works is you snap on this extra piece with a mop head on it and fill the tank at the back with water. Then you turn on Mop Mode in the app, and as it goes around your home, it'll mop as well as vacuum. You can even set up no-go areas so you don't end up with a wet carpet. The problem is that the Mop Mode doesn't really do all that much. It'll give a very light clean that might clear away some light messes on hardwood or laminate flooring, but anything approaching the level of a muddy footprint just isn't going to budge. On top of that, you have to pick up the device and fill it with water before and after every time you mop.
It's a lot of extra work for a feature that just doesn't seem to do that much, especially since the point of the Eve Plus and most robot vacuum cleaners is to reduce the effort you have to put into cleaning.
Maybe if there was a water tank on the tower that you could fill up and the whole process was a bit more automated, it would be more worthwhile, but it's really just not worth the effort.
That slight negative aside, the Roidmi Eve Plus does a fantastic job as a self-cleaning robot vacuum. It's sturdy and well made, and well worth the price of between $450 to $500 due to the self-cleaning tower aspect and how well it does at cleaning. The feature-packed app and the cleaner's ability to navigate tricky surfaces more than make up for any occasional map glitches and the fact that the mop feature isn't as useful as it could have been. If you're in the market for a well-built robot vacuum cleaner that is even more convenient than a regular model, then the Roidmi Eve Plus robot vacuum and mop is a fantastic choice for the money. Thank you for watching this make use of product review video, and thank you to Roidmi for sending us the Eve Plus to cover. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, because it really does help our channel to grow, and if you want to see more of these reviews in the future, hit subscribe and then the bell symbol to be notified whenever we release one. For more daily tech content and news, please check out the website, where you'll also find the written version of this review.